My name is Savita Shekhawat and professionally I'm a software engineer.
Hi Savita, I'm Aryan. I work as fashion stylist here, and you're also cancer survivor.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
when did you first get to know about it?
So as far as my diagnosis is concerned, it was 2018, November. It was Diwali day, in fact, and I noticed discharge in my breast, and I went to my gynecologist, and I was told that there is nothing to worry about. But still, since I heard few stories, I went to cancer hospital. I met the oncologist, and post that, as you know, like series of tests, and then it was confirmed that actually it was the case of breast cancer.
My case was similar to that, right?
Yeah.
So I got the symptoms way back in end of July. My part of chest was growing. I had a biopsy on the
Okay.
recommendation of one doctor. So initially they were looking out for TB because the symptoms were very much, pointing towards TB. And then I had another biopsy where by then it was already third stage. That was in November.
Okay.
So that's when they got to know it was cancer. How did
Yeah.
you react to it?
For me, of course, I was shocked and scared because just before my diagnosis, we lost my mom-in-law to cancer. So it was all fresh in my mind, and I was really scared because I was worried about my son, who was 6 year old then, and my husband, and our future, and of course the sufferings it brings to one person. So
And also to your family, not
of
just to
course, of
yourself.
course, and I couldn't bring that courage that how would I be telling them, and it was scary part. How and how it worked in your case.
Well, I was the first person to know about it. For 2 days, I held on to the report before I broke it to my family because I needed to be prepared mentally to tell it to my family and to be sure and strong. Because if I'm seeming very vulnerable and miserable, there would be no possible way that I could put it as simple as possible to them.
Yes, yes, and it's really challenging sometimes to keep that face because we have our own moments of breaking down and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, so
Especially when it is cancer.
yeah, it's so. I mean, socially, it's a kind of stigma too, I
It
would say,
is.
and nobody want to hear that cancer has happened to somebody, and yeah, that's how I took it in that way. So, how did you come to terms with it? I mean, that yeah, it has happened, and acceptance, and the later on, how you took this diagnosis and the treatment ahead. I mean, how did you plan?
So for me, it was all about accepting the fact that yes, there was cancer and I had to fight for it. Because there's like when people say you're a fighter, we were just discussing this.
Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
no option.
Of course, of course.
You don't fight it because you choose your fight. But when it comes to these kind of situations, you just accept it and try to live the best way possible. So, who did you break it out to first?
Yeah, so when this happened, when I was struggling to accept the fact that I'm diagnosed with cancer, the very first thing I informed was my sister, who happens to be my sister-in-law as well, because she's married to my husband's younger brother. And my husband and she, they both were traveling back to Bangalore. And I just informed her that I think it could be the cancer, and she at that moment informed my husband when he was traveling back. How did you break this
See,
diagnosis?
uh, I knew I couldn't tell it to my mom because she had already lost her elder son due to accident a couple of years
Must
ago,
be, yeah.
and telling mother that her another son is
I
going to
can.
face another death, possible death. I mean, luckily I'm not dead, right? So it was not easy for me. So I let my doctor deal with that, and I told him that she's already lost somebody, and another son is down with cancer. So he understood how best way possible. It's always best for the experts to, break it to the family than us sometime.
Of course, I agree, and I think many hospitals offer this service as a professional counselors as well to break the
Yes.
news how important it
Yeah.
is. So, what is the one thing that you really wish at that moment, or now from your learnings that people should know about cancer?
See, one thing, cancer has stigmatized people. Don't do that, you'll get cancer. Don't do this, you get cancer. So cancer has become like a fear. It's a stigmatizing thing now. For me, to work with it was difficult, but somehow we managed it.
When I was going through this, what I felt is that everybody should know the first thing, that it can happen to anyone. Okay,
Anyone.
nobody is immunized, or okay, if I'm following this particular lifestyle, or if in my family nobody has got cancer, then I'm immune to it and I'm not going to get it. Awareness is so important, and at the same time, second opinion matters. And going to a specialist is very different, and that makes things easier, because general physician, at many points I have seen that it has been ignored, or it could not be diagnosed, as you said that in your case and in my case. So people should, I think what I really wish that they know that it can happen to anyone. They should be paying attention to their body, and make sure they are visiting right doctor at the right time. Yeah.
And also very important thing, Savita, is that cancer doesn't mean necessarily death. Everybody's journey, everybody's problem, illnesses, conditions with regards to anything, not just cancer, is different from patient to patient.
Of course, we can't generalize it.
We can't generalize it. When I think there should be more awareness, as you were saying. Like people should stop pitying us.
Of course. I mean, I don't think cancer patient want pity. They want inclusiveness. They want to be taken as a noble person, and that
Yeah.
would make their life easier.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
what I
like, don't
experienced.
treat a patient like a patient because he knows he's a patient.
Hear from so many patients, and as per my experience, that no, don't pity. I mean, it's so common that people tend to pity on cancer patient. It's not
Yeah.
required. I mean, if you are being there with them, that's enough for the person. Yes.
Because
Yes.
we don't feel so emotionally breaking down as much as we see people.
Of course.
And their emotions reflect on our fighting strength to it. Like we'll feel more sick then.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's
I
why
resonate with.
what
Yeah.
I wore best clothes so that I don't look sick. Because remember when you go to hospital, you must have seen a lot of people coming with that very sad and sick looking clothes, and for me it was like looking at them, I used to feel more sick. I'm like, am I going to
Yeah.
get cured?
Or I am going to end up like this.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, this is. I mean, I'm planning to do like not. I'm planning. In fact, I'm trying to do that. The life can be brighter post cancer treatment too. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is fine, totally fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we should always say that it's just cancer. It will all be fine.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Of course. I do.
Because cancer or not, you will die. But
And
not
that-
necessarily cancer will
Of course.
kill you.
Of course. I mean, and death is eternal truth. Yeah.
Eternal truth.
Yeah.
So why fuss about all this, right? Post cancer, what do you think? How you feel right now?
Okay, honestly speaking, I mean, that's very candid that I feel great. I feel it came as a blessing in my life, not that time, but now, because I grew as a person, and I truly feel that what I could have learned from 10 years of my life, I learned in that single 1 year. So I feel great and I feel fit, I feel healthy, I'm back to normal. And I keep visualizing, I keep dreaming, nothing has changed, rather the things has improved. And I found my purpose in my life. And things are small things, small fights which used to bother me previously. Now I'm not stressed out because of that. It doesn't affect me at all. And I'm more calm, more subtle and more gentle. I feel the way cancer has changed me. And yeah, so there is no complaint, no blames, and I'm at a good place, good space now. Yeah, that's a change I felt.
So that is mentally. How about your
Physical?
mental condition, physically?
Yeah, so mental condition, I'm good. Okay, as far as physical condition is, yeah, I had undergone surgery. There are few activities which I'm restricted to, but just few. Okay, and I'm physically feeling great. Energy levels are great. I'm doing every other task which I used to. Of course, not like a sports person or an athlete. I'm not into. As I said, few activities are restricted, but otherwise, I don't see any difference now. I'm good.
You mean to say you don't feel difference from
Not at all.
before cancer and now?
No, I feel I got good curly hairs.
I'm still late to get.
So yeah, so looking, and then it has come back. Few changes which the surgery leaves marks. Of course, those are there, but that is a reminder for me that I have gone through that phase and I'm a stronger person than ever before. So how about you, Aryan? How do you feel after the treatment now?
Frankly speaking, during the course of treatment, I do know I would end up watching Korean series. So that happened because I had lots of my time, right?
Yes,
the me
yes.
time. And there was hardly anything that I could do. I could go or meet people because we are vulnerable because of a treatment and all. So that made me read a lot, introspect on my own life and life as in general, and also made me binge watch all the Korean series possible.
Which you never get a chance to
Yeah,
watch.
I never thought I would binge
Yes,
watching
yes,
anything.
yeah.
That's sad, but right now how I feel is another thing. When I was dealing with it, because I was prepared for cancer alone, and it was easy for me to deal with it. Now the cancer is done. I'm trying to get back to normalcy, and I'll be fine for sure.
Yeah, you will rock.
I'm not as active as before, but now I'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yes, yes. yes.
That's the way
And
forward.
of course, and that would keep you going. And believe me, you trust me, you will rock. Okay.
I think we shall all.
Yes, 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 of
Thank
course.
you so much, Savita.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.